Hi, I'm Dale O'Brien, and thanks for watching either one or both of my videos. The links are there below. And thanks for those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be sharing a series of e-letters that I am calling this series Astrology's Minority Report. And the first of these is coming up right now, available on my website, Chiron, souljourneytruth.com. You can get on the email list, and not only will you get this first Astrology Minority Report, but others to come and news of what I'm up to and so forth. So I want to tell you a little bit about what's going to be in this first report. Hail to the chief, but which chief? And this coincides to a very dramatic, very special winter solstice coming up here, December 21st of 2017. And this is going to set the tone for years to come around the issue of leadership. This is worldwide and at multiple levels within this country, but I'm going to be particularly focusing on three different leadership dimensions. One of these is the President of the United States. Whenever the President enters the room, since the era of Andrew Jackson, they play Hail to the Chief. But which chief? Will Trump hold on? Will Pence replace him? Meanwhile, there's also a significant development with the Democratic Party. When this video is being recorded here, there's been some recent dramatic news, you'll see the links below, that have come out in late October and early November that lead up to the issue of the leadership of the Democratic Party. And then to round out the American story, there's significant issues about the leadership of the Federal Reserve based on dynamics in that chart. But this leadership issue is going to be even wider than that, worldwide, dealing with issues. And not just within governmental positions such as mayors and governors and prime ministers and such, but also with leadership involving CEOs and certain other groups. So the principle is the same. And why does this come up regarding leadership and right at the beginning of winter solstice? There is, since 1925, there is a group of images for each of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. You may remember the image of the mermaid who was associated with the solar eclipse of August 21st of 2017. And how did the mermaid manifest? What we saw is those pictures of so many people, men, women, children, waist deep in water, as if the lower part of their body was the mermaid or the merman, and the upper part, the human part. When I talked in the video about, yes, there could be tragedy, but the story of the eclipse was about the triumph and the positivity of the human spirit. And we saw that with the rescue of human beings and animals. So the Sabian symbols are what these degrees are called. And that imagery was the main story for the solar eclipse. The main story that introduces winter solstice and introduces this special winter solstice is the Indian chief claims recognition from the assembled tribe. Does that claim hold? Will the leader be followed by his tribe? Whether it's the tribe of the country, the tribe of a political party, or the tribe of the organization. And I would just like to say a little bit about how I came to astrology. Coming up later in 2018, it'll be 50 years that I've been studying astrology. And when I started off in astrology, there was no internet, of course, and good books available either. And so I knew a little bit about astrology, about the signs of the zodiac and their association with the elements. So what I did is I thought, how did the originators of astrology come to discover astrology? And we talk about the fire signs and the water signs and the earth signs and the air signs. I thought, they observed nature, and nature spoke to them, and nature spoke to me. And I always had the feeling when I would go camping, and I camped a lot when I was younger, I loved being under the night sky. And I just thought, it's so beautiful, and it feels so sacred, and it seems like it's full of meaning. And the sacred sky above, and the sacred earth below my feet. And that perspective brought me to astrology. And I think it was the perspective that started astrology. And astrologers have gotten away from that perspective. We live in a world where we're alienated from the seasons. We've got light whenever we want it, heat when we want it, cooling when we want it. And those things are great and all this wonderful technology, but there's something that's been lost when something was gained. And we've moved away from that. So I find this very interesting, and I think you might too. So you're invited to get the e-letter and future mailings of future astrology minority reports. We're going to be talking about the sign of Capricorn in a way that you've never heard it before, or most people have not heard it, and learn to appreciate Capricorn more than the cliches and keywords and stereotypes. And there's also going to be a perspective on other sides of the zodiac as they come up, plus some extras that are thrown in. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.